Hello, my wonderful people. Just like I promised, we're going to be doing my old yoga session that I used to run at the Bodyworx gym at the Royal Oak Hospital. It was about a 45-minute yoga class that was mostly stretching and yoga poses, very gentle. I do lots of modifications, nothing too extreme. And for those of you who haven't done it in over a year, welcome back. For those of you who have never done it, don't worry. This isn't, it's not hardcore at all. It's very gentle. We start lying down, we end lying down. It's pretty nice. It was meant in the middle of the day. It was a noon class at the hospital, so it's just meant to calm people down and stretch everyone out and then go back to work and get your day done. So hopefully you are at home and you are not too stressed out. And for nostalgia reasons, I hope that I can remember all of the poses that I used to do. And yeah, it'll be, I'm hoping, around a 45 minute class. It's just going to try it out for the first time and see how it goes. So grab a mat if you'd like it, and let's get started. So I'm going to get you lying down on your back, completely relaxing into the floor. Tuck your shoulders underneath you. Close your eyes. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. Let your feet to roll outward. Relaxing your legs and your arms. Take a nice deep inhale, fill the belly. And exhale, relaxing into the floor. On your next inhale, I want you to lift the head off the ground, turn all the way to the right so you can place your right ear on the floor. Relax the head. And on your exhale, allow gravity to pull the head a little bit further to the right, stretching all the muscles in the neck. On your next inhale, very gently come back to center, placing the head on the ground. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, lift your head. Turn all the way to the left so you can place your left ear on the floor. Once you're there, relax the shoulders and the neck. Breathing deep. On your next inhale, coming back to center, placing the head on the ground. Very gently, I want you to bring your right knee in towards the chest. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale, pull that knee closer to you. That knee might come close to the chest or to the shoulder. Deep inhale, fill the belly. And exhale, pull that knee closer towards you, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. And you can relax that leg back down to the ground and pull your left knee in towards the chest. Deep inhale, fill the belly, and exhale, pull that knee towards you. Keep a nice long neck. With every exhale, trying to get a little bit closer to the chest or the shoulder. And then you can bring that leg back down to the floor. Bending both knees so your feet are on the ground. I want your arms to come out into a capital T position. Keep your feet on the floor very gently. I want you to drop both knees to the right. Take a nice deep inhale. And when you exhale, press the left shoulder blade into the ground. On the next exhale, push your hips forward so your knees can come lower to the ground. Keep the knees on the floor, come back to center. And when you're ready, both knees can drop to the left. This time you're trying to press the right shoulder blade into the ground and you push the hips forward so that they stack on each other so your knees can come down a little bit more. Keeping your feet on the floor, come back to center. You can hug both knees in towards the chest, gently rocking side to side. Eventually rolling onto your side, knees are bent, head cradled in your arm. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, coming up to a seated position. If you can sit cross-legged. If that's not comfortable, feel free to straighten your legs out in front of you, and the knees can be slightly bent. Either way is totally fine. When you inhale, I want you to sit up nice and tall. Shoulders are back away from the ears. Breathing through the belly. We're going to start with the neck. I want you to just gently drop that head to your right. Breathing deep. Bring the head back to center and tilt your head all the way to the left. Coming back to center. Don't move anything in the torso, it's just the chin. I want the chin to look up towards the ceiling. You should feel that stretch in the front of the throat. And then I want you to very gently look down towards the floor. Chin tucks in towards the chest. Coming back to center. Roll the shoulders back and down. Try not to move anything shoulders down. It's just the head. I want you to move the head and turn to look to your left. On your exhale, try and turn the head a little bit more to look to your left. Don't move your shoulders, don't move your chest. Gently come back to center. And you're going to look all the way over to your other side. Breathing deep. Bring the head back to center. Roll the shoulders up and down just a few times to loosen up those neck muscles and shoulder muscles. And we're going to turn these into arm circles. So with your right arm, keep it as straight as possible, as close to the ear as you can. You're just going to roll it back behind you, switching to the other arm. So this is at your own pace, but you're trying to open up the chest, the arm, and the shoulder. Breathing as you do it, trying to breathe through the belly. And good. Coming back to center. Shoulder circle back and down so you can sit up nice and tall. We are going to do a little bit of a twist here, so I want you to straighten your legs out in front of you. Slight bend in the knees. Shoulders are back and down. Essentially what it'll look like when you're doing this pose is a slight bend in the knees, but you're still sitting up as tall as possible. What I want you to do is I want you to bring that right knee in towards the chest. If it can touch the ground, great. If not, you might have to hold onto it. Inhale, tall. Exhale, pull that torso forward towards the leg, breathing deep. Lean back just a little bit. With your left elbow, you're going to cross over that right knee, and your free hand, your right hand, is going to come behind you. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, twist just a little bit. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, twist. Not a big twist here, just loosening up the back a little bit. Very gently coming back to center. We're going to switch to the other side. So you straighten this leg and have a slight bend in the knee. That left knee, first and foremost, I just want you to cross it over top of the right knee and pull it towards you. Lean forward just a little bit, stretching out that hip. Lean back. Right elbow is going to cross over top of the left knee. That left hand is going to be behind you. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, twist. Use your arms to twist that torso on the exhale. Still breathing through the belly. Very gently releasing back to center. You're going to straighten both of your legs. Inhale, nice and tall. And exhale, forward bend. Now this is very gentle. We haven't warmed up the back yet. So essentially what I want you to do, even if it looks like this and you feel that stretch, that's fine. Slight bend in the knees. Grab what you can reach and just gently pull forward. Always trying to breathe through the belly. Relaxing that head down. Very gently rolling up the spine. Shoulders coming back and down. I want you to bend the knees behind you so you can come to a tabletop position. Now when you're dealing with tabletop position, if you have sore wrists and it hurts to flex like this, you can make fists with your hands so that your wrist is straight and it won't hurt so much. Whatever is comfortable for you. We're going to be doing cat-cow pose. So I want your knees underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, curve the spine, squeeze the glutes, tuck the chin in. This is at your own pace. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, curve the spine, tailbone and chin tucked together. Few more times. Inhale, arch the back. Exhale, tuck the belly. Last time. Good. Bring your feet together. Wide stance with your knees. I want you to push back into child's pose. If you have trouble with your knees and your hips, it might look more like this, which is fine. You're trying to use the arms to push back as much as you can to get as big a bend in the knees and the hips as possible. Relaxing the head down towards the floor. Breathing through the belly. Hands come underneath your shoulders to come up to a kneeling position. So this can be a little tough on the knees to sit in hero pose. If you can, great. This is what I'm looking for. If you can't, it'll probably be more upright like this, which is fine. And anytime you need to come forward to release, definitely do so. But you're trying to stretch out the knees and the hips. Breathe through the belly. We're going to stretch out the toes here. You don't have to do this. I want you to lean forward, tuck the toes underneath you, sitting back on your heels. Now what we're going to try and do is a balance pose, our first balance pose here. So what it'll look like is I want you to come up off of the knees, and I want you to balance on your toes. And if you're like, no, okay, that's okay. But essentially, it's a good balance posture for the toes and the feet. If you don't want to balance here, essentially what I want you to just stretch out the toes. You're just kind of rocking those heels side to side. You might have to release them, that's okay, whichever, okay? Eventually, what you're going to do is end up in a forward fold position. So you're in this posture, take a nice deep inhale, and when you exhale, I want you to bend forward like so. Knees are bent. Everyone will end up in this posture. We aren't quite warmed up in the hamstrings, so essentially what I want you to do is every time you inhale, gently straighten those knees, and every time you exhale, hinge at the hips. Inhale, straighten the knees a little bit. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Just relax the head. Breathing into those hamstrings. If this is too much for you, you can have your hands on your shins and it'll help the lower back. Bend into the knees quite a bit, and I want you to roll up the spine, squeezing your glutes, shoulders back. Just going to bring this up a little bit for you because we're going to come into standing posture. Maybe. There we go. Okay. So in standing posture, shoulders are back. So essentially what we're going to be doing here is a little bit of sun salutations. I will be modifying for you as needed, but I want you to walk up to the front of your yoga mat if you're using your yoga mat. If you're on carpet, you need room behind you. Don't hit anything to your side. Big toes come together, heels slightly apart. Deep inhale, reach up. Exhale, I want you to bring your hands together and pelvic tuck. So you're tucking that tailbone in this way, core is active. Do that a few more times. Inhale, reach up. Arms are straight, reach the arms back. Exhale, bring those hands together in prayer pose, pelvic tuck. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pelvic tuck. Squeeze your glutes a little bit. Inhale, reach up. And then this next one, forward fold. You don't have to reach for the floor. Breathe into your hamstrings. You can have a slight bend in the knees here. Relaxing the head. On your next inhale, hands come to shins, straight spine, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. You can bend the knees, hands come to the ground. I want you to step back into a plank position. If you can't hold plank position, I want you to get into this posture. Deep inhale, exhale, come down to the floor. Baby cobra, squeeze your glutes here, arch the back. Come back down to the floor. And I want you to come up into tabletop first, so that's on your hands and knees. Walk the knees in, tuck the toes under just a little bit, so you can pop up into downward dog. Breathe deep. Push that tailbone up towards the ceiling. You can walk a little bit closer with your hands. Very carefully, if it's more comfortable for you to come down to the knees and then come up, that's fine. Or stepping to the front of your mat. What you're going to do is end up in forward fold position. So once you're standing, breathe into this posture. Bend into your knees, rolling up the spine, squeezing the glutes, shoulders coming back and down. If that was not good for you,
Feel free to use a chair to modify to get up and down. We're going to be doing that 2 more times. So again, right at the front of your mat, your big toes are together, heels slightly apart, core is active, squeeze your glutes. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, we're going to be doing pelvic tuck. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. On your next inhale, hands come to the shin. Straighten the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe here. Hands come down to the ground, stepping out into plank any way they comfortably can. You're either staying in plank like this or dropping down to your knees. Very slowly lower yourself down to the floor. Baby cobra or upward dog if you'd like. Squeeze your glutes. Relax down to the ground into downward dog. So if you'd like, first you can come into tabletop. Position yourself into downward dog. Pushing that chest towards the knees. Relaxing the head and neck. Tailbone reaching up towards the ceiling. Any way that's comfortable for you. Coming forward, you can either get down onto your knees or stepping forward. Eventually, I want you to make it into that forward fold posture. Breathe here, relax the head. Breathe into those hamstrings. Bend the knees. Rolling up the spine, squeezing the glutes. Shoulders are back. We're going to do that one more time. Right at the front of your mat. Big toes together. Heels slightly apart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pelvic tilt. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, straight spine, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to plank or to your knees. Your choice. Core is active. Breathe here. Lower yourself down to the ground. Baby cobra or upward dog. Relax down. Downward dog. You can come into tabletop first and then push in to downward dog. Feel free to walk the dog a little bit so you bend one knee, straighten the other. And then last time, stepping forward to the front of your mat, bending into the knees, breathe here, and I want you to roll up the spine, shoulders coming back and down. So what we're doing is modified warrior poses. I usually walk to the front of the gym to reposition everybody into this posture, but I'll just kind of walk you through it here. So essentially, make sure you are at the front of your mat. What I want you to do is keep your right leg on the mat and step back with your left leg. So essentially in this posture, your heel, your front heel, should line up with the arch of the back foot. However, if your hips don't twist that way, maybe it'll be a little bit staggered. This is just gently make your way into what feels right for you. If you can have that right foot facing forward and this left foot facing me or facing the computer, that's definitely the way you want to go with this. Bending into that front knee so that the knee is right over top of the ankle. The back hip, it's kind of a rotation down towards the floor. So you're just kind of pushing down this way. Arms are going to come up into a warrior posture. So arms are about shoulder height. Breathe through the belly, straighten that spine. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper into that pose. If you have to move the feet, feel free to do so. Nice and strong. Sink a little bit deeper. Now I want you to straighten that front knee. Push the hips back behind you. If you'd like, you can keep one hand on the leg as you rotate to reach up towards the ceiling. Or if you can make it down towards the floor, your ankle. Breathe through your belly. What I want you to do is try and open up that chest so the heart rotates up towards the ceiling. Exhale, reach a little bit further. Inhale, rotate that torso. Exhale, reach a little bit further. Use that arm that's straight up in the air to lift yourself up to that standing posture. Bend into that front knee so you can step to the front of your mat. Good. You're going to either go with me or just change legs, but I'm going to change direction here so you can see what I'm doing. So essentially what I want you to do is take a big step back with that right leg. The right leg is facing forward. The left leg is facing forward. That right foot is pointing towards you. Try to have that front heel line up with the arch of the back leg. Bend into that front knee. Rotate the hips down a little bit. Arms are up. Breathe deep. Inhale nice and tall in the torso. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper into the hips. Breathe through the belly. Rotate those hips a little bit more. I want you to straighten that front leg. Push the hips behind you, reaching forward. So with this posture, again, like I said, you can have a hand on the shin or the ankle or on the floor. Essentially what you're looking for is that heart rotating up towards the ceiling as you exhale down. Slight bend in the supporting leg, just so you don't hurt your hamstring. Breathe deep. Inhale, that heart rotates up towards the ceiling. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Inhale, rotate that heart. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Using the hand that's up towards the ceiling, reach up till you come back to that standing posture, bending into the front knee, stepping to the front of your mat. We're going to stretch out the back here a little bit in triangle pose. So I want you to take a nice wide stance. If you're on carpet, careful. I don't need you like sliding out, doing the splits while you're at home and no one can help you. So do be careful in this posture. If you're on a yoga mat, great. You'll have the grip. Decently wide stance. Rotate the toes in towards you. Deep inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. If you have back problems, hands will be on the thighs or reaching forward all the way down to the ground. It might be fingertips. It might be hands. Breathe here. When you inhale, I want that heart to reach towards the floor. And when you exhale, I want you to bend the hips. Inhale, straighten that spine. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Breathe here. I want you to bend into the knees and roll up the spine, shoulders coming back last. Baby walk back to center position. Good. So definitely try and face me. What you're looking for is a place that's 6 feet in front of you that's not moving. We're going to try balance pose before we go down onto the floor again. So what I want you to do is I want you to spread all of your toes out on that right foot. Your weight shifts to that right side. Bend the knee a little bit, squeeze your glutes, core is active, you're nice and tall. If you'd like, you could simply kickstand, which means your toes on the ground for that extra balance, or you can bring that foot not ever on the knee joint, but below it, or if you'd like, you can bring it all the way up to the inner thigh. And we'll see, because I have really slippery pants on today, so I haven't done this with you guys for a really long time. So yeah, like whatever suits you at the time. So if you slide out of this, you can modify. Whichever balance pose you would like, I would like your hands to come into a prayer pose. Deep inhale, nice and tall. And exhale, breathing through the belly. If you'd like, you can lift the arms up and grow the branches of your tree, reaching those fingers towards the ceiling, relaxing the shoulders from the ears. Breathe, smile. Hands can come back to center, and then you can release that leg down. And I want you to shake out your right leg, because it holds lots and lots of tension in there for the balance pose. Okay, with that left foot, spread out your toes, shift your weight to that side, knees slightly bent, squeeze your glute, shoulders are back. If you'd like, you could simply kickstand, so your toe will be on the ground like this. I think my cat just sneezed. Sorry for that, if it's ruining your chi, your zen here. Or you can bring that toe or the foot to the lower part of the leg, not on the knee joint itself. Or if you'd like, you can grab onto that foot and bring it to the inner thigh. Whichever balance posture you'd be comfortable with. I want you to get into a prayer posture here. Breathing deep. Find a spot 6 feet in front of you that's not moving. Watch that spot to help with your balance. Breathe through the belly. And if you'd like, you can reach those arms up into a tree pose. Spread the fingers wide. Keep the shoulders relaxed away from the ear. Nice tall tree. Bring your hands back to center. And then if you'd like, just kind of carefully bring that foot down, but you're gonna roll out that foot for a proper posture there. Good. So we're gonna do one more sun salutation to get down onto the floor for our stretching poses down there. So I do want you to step right to the front of your mat. Take a nice deep inhale, reach the arms up over the head. Exhale, pelvic tuck, squeeze the glutes. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, straight spine, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to the ground, stepping onto plank or just getting down onto your hands and knees. If you'd like to go for knee plank, it'll look like this. Breathe. On your exhale, lower yourself down to the ground. Baby cobra, arch up, squeeze your glutes. Come down to the ground. Push back into downward dog. Probably better to just come into tabletop and then push into downward dog. On your exhale, that chest pushes towards your knees. Pushing the heels down towards the ground. Very gently bring the knees down wide, feet come together, pushing back into child's pose. Walking those fingers forward to stretch out the shoulders. Breathing through the belly. Hands come underneath you, push up into that kneeling posture. Shoulders back and down, like clockwork. Here's my kitten. coming to cuddle with us for the floor exercises, I want you to come down onto your butt. I'm just going to move the camera down just a little bit so that you can see me better here. I want you to bring that right foot in front of you. A little bit of bend in that knee. This leg, don't worry about it so much. So if you can't get that big bend in the leg and it might look like this, that's okay. Inhale nice and tall. Exhale, rotate that torso. We're doing cat yoga now. Never got this at the Bodyworx gym. Okay, inhale nice and tall. I want you to exhale, rotate towards that straight foot, and then reach forward. Grab whatever you can reach. Might just be underneath the knee, might be the calf, might be the ankle. But what I want you to work on is when you inhale, that heart reaches forward, and when you exhale, you hinge at the hip. Exhale, heart reaches forward. Exhale, hinge at the hip. Relax into the stretch. Use your breath to breathe into it. Relax the lower back. Very, very gently coming up the spine. And we're going to switch to the other side. So you're going to bring this one in. Oop. Leg is forward. Sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, rotate towards that straight leg. Hi, buddy. And it's all in your breath. So when you inhale, that heart reaches forward. When you exhale, you hinge at the hip. Inhale, straighten that spine. Exhale, hinge at the hip. And it might just be right here where you're just pulling forward that way. That's okay too. Oh, smudge. Sorry guys, technical difficulties. My cat's ruining my yoga videos. Go. Hopefully you're still relaxed after that giant crash. Oh, in-home training, it has its pros and cons. Pro and con, right there. Just relax with us. There we go. Very gently rolling up the spine, and we are going to do both at the same time. So essentially what I want is both feet are going to be straight out in front of you, slight bend in the knees. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend forward. And that might be just, again, reaching for the knees or the shins or the toes. Very gently rolling up the spine, shoulders coming back and down. I want you to scoot forward on your mat so that you can lie down on your back. Tuck your shoulders underneath you. Your feet are on the ground, your knees are bent. You're going to cross your right ankle over the left knee. Deep inhale. When you exhale, both hands are going to grab that left foot and pull it off of the floor. Try not to choke on get here. I don't know. I apologize in advance for my cat literally making himself at home in this professional yoga video I'm trying to do. When you exhale, you pull that knee towards you. Smudge is here to support you guys. Mostly me. If you cannot pull this leg in towards you, feel free to keep it on the ground, and you're simply going to push the bent knee away from your body, and you'll still feel that stretch. On your next inhale, I want you to release the feet, switch to the other side. So that left ankle is going to cross over the right knee. Take a nice deep inhale, lift the right leg towards you. Deep inhale, and exhale, pull. Deep inhale. Exhale, pull towards you, stretching out that hip. And you can relax the legs down from there. We're going to go into a little bit deeper stretch here just for the quads. So I'm just going to let my cat fall onto the floor. Take your arms out into a capital T position. I want you to lift the feet in the air. The knees are at a 90-degree angle. And then when you put the feet back down, they're the width of your yoga mat. So they are quite wide, and the heels are quite close to your butt. I want you to drop both knees to the right. So this position, you should feel that left quad, the left hip flexor, maybe the knee, stretch. You should be able to breathe quite deep in this posture. Keep your feet where they are. I want you to lift the knees back to center, and then you're going to drop both knees to the left. So this time it should be that right hip flexor and quad. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. Stretching out that hip and thigh. Bring the knees back to center. And then I want you to hug the knees in towards the chest. Gently rocking side to side. And then you can bring the feet down to the ground. If you do have lower back pain, then it's totally fine for you to just have a nice wide stance with the feet, and then the knees drop in together so that you release the back but the legs are relaxed. Or if you can manage it, I do want you to straighten your legs so that they're on the ground, tucking the shoulders underneath you, closing your eyes. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. Just let your feet roll outward. Let your calves relax against the floor. Knees release any tension. Deep inhale, fill the belly. And on your exhale, relax your thighs. Let your pelvis open to the sky. Release any tension in your lower back. Make sure your shoulder blades are flat against the floor. Arms are heavy. Deep inhale. And exhale. Relax the neck and shoulders. Tongue falls away from the top of the mouth. Eyes are soft. Relax the face. Inhale, fill the belly. And exhale. Your entire body is completely relaxed. I want you to take a nice deep inhale And on your exhale, wiggle your fingers and your toes. Rock your feet side to side, roll the wrists. Lift your arms up over your head, stretching all the muscles in your body like you're waking up from a relaxing nap. And you can bring your hands back down by your sides. Bend the knees so your feet are on the ground. You can stay here if you'd like, or you can pull the knees in towards the chest, gently rocking side to side. Eventually rolling onto your side, knees are bent, head is cradled in your arm. Deep inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, coming up to a seated position. Sitting up nice and tall. Shoulders are back and away. I want you to inhale, roll the shoulders up, and exhale, pull them down. One more time, inhale, lift the shoulders up, and exhale, pull them down. I hope you are as relaxed and at home as my cat is. I thank you very much for joining me today. Next time will hopefully be a little more relaxing. With sitting up nice and tall and your shoulders relaxed away from your ears. Take a nice deep inhale, lift your arms up over the head. Palms come together, exhale, bring them down in front. Namaste, my beautiful people.